You have said a lot of controversial stuff.
Intentionally?
Intentionally, no, but I'm saying one of the most controversial things that you've gotten in trouble for, but you're 100% right, is King Von. Now, I want to play this clip because a lot of people that watch this show, y'all don't know who King Von is. And to be honest, I didn't know either. I saw your clips going viral. Then I watched this 3-hour documentary and I learned a lot about King Von. Yeah. So let's just play a little minute-long clip from this documentary.
However, what happens when the people doing the killing start making the music too? Because in the years after Chief Keef popularized the violent stories of Chicago gang life, one of those gangsters killing people in the streets picked up a microphone too and started rapping in the first person from the perspective of the actual killer. Yeah. King Von had a reputation in Chicago as a fearless killer before he'd even started rapping, and it's widely believed, based on the statements he made in his own songs, that Von himself could have killed as many as 7 people in his career as a gangbanger, with more murders even taking place after he got rich and famous, with it being rumored that Von used his money and influence from the rap game to have old enemies in Chicago killed, and going on a journey which, in my opinion, takes him far beyond a street player who had to kill to survive in the mean streets of Chicago, because if King Von's tweets are anything to go by, he simply loved killing people. And the sheer amount of people that King Von allegedly played a role in killing has led to intense speculation as to whether he was a full-blown serial killer.
Why is it controversial for you to call out a serial killer that killed young black men and women?
Because black people, this group of black Americans love gangsters, thugs, street guys, pimps, killers, rapists, and men who abuse women. Mm-hmm. So that come through the black exploitation era, and then by way of gangster rap. So right when King Von died, I just became aware of who he was. Prior to that, I had no knowledge of it. So part of my internet fame and popularity was for me saying, man, fuck King Von. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of black people want to hurt me. There's a lot of people in the entertainment industry that will not open the doors for me because I said, fuck King Von. And I'm saying, man, he killed black people. He bragged and rapped about killing black people, homie. So they got a mural in Chicago where every major black entertainer takes a picture with him. He was on every major black platform.
Still? You're telling me still they still take
to this day.
With him?
So here I am in Texas working with children who's rapping these lyrics. And part of my program, part of my hype program is I have a curriculum that's called a street life cycle and an anti-gang cognitive intervention program. There's a 16-week program that I designed myself. So part of that program is bonding with children by finding out who their favorite rapper is. So that's how I became aware of drill music, Chief Keef, King Von, Lil Durk, and these was kids at this time. They was 12 and 13 and 14, and they was already rapping and drilling. Drilling mean killing. So 5 years after that, here come King Von. So when he gets killed, man, I find out that, man, this guy done killed multiple people, men and women. And when you listen to him rap about it, his storytelling was so prolific about how he killed people.
He made the music video, yeah.
And it was captivating.
It was.
Because he was a great storyteller because he was actually doing these crimes. So there's nothing like doing something and coming back, having the gift to be able to rap or sing about what you've done. That's what makes it more passionate. So he was able to capture the hearts and the minds of black American youth. And even me and Aiden had bumped heads at first.
Why? Because Aiden likes King Von?
In the beginning.
Did he watch that documentary?
I don't think they watched the documentary, but everybody is aware that he's killed.
Yeah, everybody knows. You watch that documentary. Not only are those all those people that died young, he would tweet about it. I mean, King Von incriminated himself. So Lil Durk, now who just got the key to the city in Chicago, he's
now being sued by FBG Duck's mother because he was ultimately involved in it as well. The FBI.
So Durk's not a good guy in this because he plays like he's good and he's
he's trying to redeem himself either out of fear or out of sincerity or out of guilt from being a part of this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, but right now today, the FBI just released reports that there are 5 more people who have been arrested for murder for hire, conspiracy to commit murder for hire, centered around Quando Rondo being shot and his friend being killed in California. They was paid to do that, and they was paid by Lil Durk's record group, OTF. So the FBI have connections that ties Lil Durk and King Von to all these murders. And it's documented that he was a serial killer.
Now, who's worse? I mean, King Von killed more people, but who's worse, him or Boosie?
Boosie.
Boosie's worse. Why? Boosie's got that gay daughter though. He won't let her come to his house. Is that good or bad?
Boosie have a 16-year-old kid serving life in prison for committing 9 murders, and he was paying that kid $2,500 to kill people.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the guy would go drive by and shoot him, or how would he do it?
Look up the kid name is Marlo Mike. So go look up Marlo Mike.
So he just kind of said, Marlo Mike, I'm gonna give you some money, but he probably
Marlo,
said, I'm gonna make you a rap star.
Marlo Mike was a kid who experienced traumatic, who came through a traumatic childhood of violence. He seen people get killed when he was a kid.
So did you, but you didn't.
Well, I wasn't abused.
Okay. He was abused sexually.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he was, but he was abused physically. He grew up. I participated in taking someone's life, which was traumatizing as well. But I wasn't 5 or 6.
In a way, though, wasn't that a good thing, Charleston? Because you're so well spoken, you're so smart. Isn't it good you made a mistake at being a part of some at a young age because you were able to redeem yourself?
Yeah, that changed me. That put me on the path where I'm at now. So had I not did that, I wouldn't have never went through the programs that I went through as a kid. So I heard that young man was talking to Emily earlier, said that we could socialize today's youth. Today's youth isn't even socialized. You have to re-socialize. Most people haven't been taught right from wrong coming out of some of these places that they're coming out of with these liberal mindsets. They've been taught to play victim.
Yes.
Right? They don't know accountability, they don't know responsibility. So man, one of the first things I was taught going into a juvenile system, but mainly coming from my mother, is accountability. Son, you've part of taking somebody's life, so you have to do this. So that was the first step in changing, man, holding myself accountable for doing wrong and being wrong. So, but Lil Boosie got Marlo Mike at an early age, and he was a hit man for Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie put him in a song saying that Marlo Mike is in the back itching for a body. Marlo Mike killed so many people for Lil Boosie, he got Who's Next Boosie tattooed on him.
He's got Who's Next on his arm.
Who's Next Lil Boosie tattooed on him.
Oh, wow.
So ultimately, this kid, Marlo Mike, couldn't stand the pressure of holding in all this killing that he had partook in and done, and went to the police and made a confession.
No, he did not. So he actually confessed to. I didn't realize that's the story.
But by the time Boosie got on trial, they had already reached to him, and he rescinded on it, and he wouldn't go forward with it. So that's the only reason Boosie is out. But initially, he told on Boosie.
Wow, that's
what made Boosie worse, because he's gotten away. King Von didn't get away.
You're right, but it just sucks though that Boosie and you are fighting because, you know, he's from Louisiana. You lived in Louisiana.
Monroe, Louisiana.
So you lived in Monroe. And
I used to be a big fan of Boosie.
That's what I'm saying.
I used to love Boosie.
Wipe Me Down. I mean, that was him and what's his name?
But here's where my heart changed. In 2012, 2013, I became a youth advocate for kids who have been sentenced in America with life without parole. So they have a thing called juvenile life without parole in America. And up until 2016, America, Sudan, and North Korea were the only 3 countries on planet Earth that would take a 12-year-old, 13-year-old and give them life without parole, knowing that the human brain does not develop until at or around 25. So you really can't make a lot, especially coming from childhood trauma. So once I started working on laws and legislation that was geared toward harsh and unjust sentencing toward children, Marlo Mike had been sentenced to life without parole, right?
So Marlo's somebody you would want to help.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your whole program was built to help people like that.
Yeah. So in 2016, the Supreme Court ruled in the Miller versus Graham ruling that it is unconstitutional to give a kid in America life without parole without trying to weigh out the mitigating factors that would cause this person, right? So you can't automatically give it. So Marlo Mike went back on appeal in 2019, 2020, around the time me and Bootsy was getting into it. And the Supreme Court denied his chance to overturn his life without parole sentence.
Now, what do you think about the Menendez brothers? 2 boys who killed their dad. Now, right now, they're back in court, and the district attorney is saying that they need to be...
They should be released. And I'm not even going to say if, because you had family members who came forward and who was not allowed to testify in the trial. And I remember
they said they stuck a toothbrush up their ass or something.
Well, Dad was a head executive of Live Nation.
Yeah, I know.
So
you think he was into those Diddy stuff?
Yeah,
So you think the Menendez brothers were telling the truth when they said
man, because most children don't have the gall to blow their fucking parents' head off.
That's
in
true.
the manner in which they did. Man, it is my sincere belief that no child is born bad. I don't think no child is born bad.
I agree, and I say, and all this transgender stuff, I don't think any kid is ever born in the wrong body. These teachers tell these little boys, oh, you're a girl, tell a girl you're a boy.
Yeah.
Kids
God
are
don't
pure,
make mistakes.
kids are clean.
Nature don't make mistakes. People do.
You're right. Now, what were they saying? A couple days ago, there was a death rumor. A bunch of people were celebrating the fact that they said that you died. What was that?
Well, they said I went to Chicago, and Chicago go kill me because I've said fuck King Von. Everybody in Chicago is mad at me for saying fuck King Von. So there was a big rumor that went all the way viral on Twitter by some, and there's a big platform that posted this, that I was shot by 3 people outside of a hospital in Chicago, and the black Twitter and black internet went excited and was happy celebrating my death. And I was in Detroit at the Ace of Spades strip club doing an interview with Antoine Daniels.
And they were happy that you
Yeah, they were
got
celebrating.
shot.
Boy, my little feelings were hurt because I thought black people would be sad. Yeah, they motherfuckers was celebrating. So at least I know what they gonna do if I die.
Well, a lot of Peckerwoods like myself would be very sad. So
Yeah.
you got the white community be very
But
sad.
nah, man, that was an eye opener. But I remember black people celebrating when Kevin Samuels died. So here
That
it
was
is.
ridiculous when they all celebrated
Yeah.
Kevin. All Kevin did was just kind of call some women old and say you need to get
Yeah.
married. He was not. I love Kevin Samuels.
But they will celebrate King Von and they'll celebrate Lil Woody. Lil Woody has a reputation. In 7 years ago, Lil Woody was documented by the FBI in Atlanta as being one of the 10 most dangerous, violent people in Atlanta.
So Woody's a killer.
Woody's a killer.
And you're friends with Woody because y'all had fun.
All of my friends have killed, but all of my friends committed murder when they was children, and we met in the boys' home. So it's about 30 of us who committed or participated in murder when we was children, but we grew up as grown men to be productive, social individuals in society, loving fathers, and we're pillars in our community. Woody is just now coming out of jail, but he's trying to walk in the path of redemption. That's why he told on the group. Right? They was using him as a crash dummy. They was using him as the shooter.
Woody seems like a nice guy.
He
like,
is.
Y'all's
He got a good
video,
heart.
that 20 vs. 2
Yeah,
video
he
is
is.
so funny. When you said that girl got those, she said she's built like a model and her knees are too screwed up.
Yeah, they was too long down
Yeah,
by her
she
ankles.
has
Yeah, them
long
motherfuckers, her knees and her ankles wasn't that far apart.
And then y'all had that 300-pound woman on there.
Yeah, she was built like the Kool-Aid man. Them small legs and the big upper jug,
That was such a good video.
Nah, me and him have had some issues, some misunderstanding, but for the most part, when I look in his eyes, I see a guy who lost his mother at an early age, that probably had some childhood trauma, and he was used for his loyalty to his friends.
And you know how it is?
People hurt people.
People hurt people, and sometimes you want to spread that pain that you feel so you hurt other people to try to relieve that.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself